Wow. Yeah. You don't want to piss off the Gold Star families, man. We send our love and condolences. Shout out to our veterans. Shout out to the ones who made an ultimate sacrifice. We love you. We thank you for your service. We love our veterans, baby. Love and condolences to our fallen soldiers and heroes out there. We send our love and condolences to the family and friends out there. But boy, oh boy, this might just have ended her campaign, huh? Over 300 million views. And it might be even more than that. But those are just from the pages that we've collected from. And even Elon Musk, with over 50 million views on this alone on his page. Wow, Elon Musk reposted this as well. So let's go and check out this this ad right here, you guys. Again, this is what happens. This is what happens when you have puppets that take in terrible advice, you know, doesn't know what it takes, failures, liars, puppets, you know, don't show up, no phone call. But hey, Trump did it for a publicity stunt, huh? July 13th was staged, huh? July 13th was staged. That's what they say. They say it was fake. They said when he fell down the stage, he fell off stage. The gun wasn't real. It was a BB gun. And that Joe Biden was as sharp as a tack. That it was a cheap fake, a deep fake. Yep.
Vice President Harris.
Vice President Harris, my name is Steve Nakui. I'm the father of Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nakui.
My name is Jim McCollum. I am the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCollum.
This is Mark Schmitz, Gold Star father of Marine Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz.
My name is Darren Hoover, and I'm the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover.
My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G., was killed in the Afghanistan exit at Abbey Gate.
Our kids were murdered because of your administration.
You were not at Dover for the dignified transfer. And no time have you reached out to me to offer your condolences, to offer thank you for Kareem's sacrifice and service.
You have 13 families who have been waiting over 3 years to so much as get a phone call, to so much as hear our kids' names said aloud.
You failed for 3 years and 8 months to acknowledge our kids.
Where were you and Joe Biden on August 26, 2024? Nowhere near Arlington Cemetery. You couldn't be bothered to be with us or even say our kids' names, just as you had done for the last 3 years.
Vice President Harris, I ask you, why won't you return a call and explain to us how you call my daughter-in-law's death a success? President Trump has called. President Trump shows up. But President Trump takes the time to hear our loved ones' stories.
We invited him to be there.
These are the only memories we get to make with our son, and it is you who is playing politics and trying to detract from our memories made that day.
President Trump has been there for us. He's been a rock for us. He showed compassion for us, and he showed he truly cares for the families that truly do know what the ultimate sacrifice really is.
And one Kamala Harris voter tell me one good thing, one reason to vote for her. I'm sorry. And in Electoral College, I just don't see how she makes it past 170. I know people laugh when I say that, but 170. I just don't see how she gets past 200, man. I just don't. You know? And it's bigger than just these last 3.5 years, man. And then again, they blame Trump for everything. They've wiped Trump through the mud, y'all. And we've been fed lies and brainwashed. And I was one of those ones that was brainwashed. I was a never Trumper, anti-Trumper. I thought other people on the other side was this, and that. That people were racist, that people was that, man. And it's nothing but love over here, man. And they just bring up crap. Especially those race-baiting race hustlers. You know, white supremacists, this and this. They, you know, people that just make excuses. The white man this, the white man that. You know. Tons of people that also just can't think for themselves. You know. And I tell you one thing, your life will be horrible. It's already horrible that we're living in these times. And things are expected to get worse. But if you can't think for yourself, you are really, really, you know, hurting yourself even more if you can't think for yourself and actually understand how corrupt this thing is and what is really, really going on, man. You know, and as you see, we shouldn't even be having to make this video. There should be no wars. There should be peace. Peace. That's one. If y'all don't get anything else from this video, take this. It should be peace, man. No wars. Nobody should have lost their life. And the vice president can't even reach out. Not even a phone call, man. And they haven't showed up. And they haven't showed up these last 3.5, 4 years as well. But hey, we blame everything on Trump. You guys should be fired up to go vote, man. Fired up. I love you guys, man. And I'm wishing the best in everybody's life, man. Thank y'all for tuning in today. We're going to check out this amazing video put together from Liberal Hive Mind. And he titled it, Kamala Harris Picked the Wrong Fight. And again, that tweet that she put out, you know, and again, it's her advisors, you know, you should see who the advisors that are writing Joe Biden's tweets. That fella doesn't even know what Twitter or X is, you know. But the tweet that got put out on Kamala Harris' page regarding this, like I say, she really did choose the wrong fight, you know. Calling it a publicity stunt, man. You know, and just rude and disrespectful. You know, and that's one thing we've seen this campaign. People just, you know, speak before, don't know. And then you see this a lot on CNN, everywhere, on all the fake mainstream, all the bias reporting, you know. People are so Trump deranged. So Trump deranged. I mean, stage 4, TDS stage 4. That they hurt themselves, man, with this reporting. That they hurt themselves responding. Simple tweets. You know, you see MSNBC, the host, Kristen Welker, they're backtracking, apologizing. She almost got fired. But again, they're so Trump deranged. And they want to back up, you know, Kamala, the Biden Harris failures. They want to be so quick to back up their failures. But sorry to break it to you, they're liars and failures. Sorry to break it to you. But let's go and jump in. I don't mean to talk so much. I'm gonna start less. I know a lot of y'all, when I made that video yesterday of you guys of saying that I won't talk so much, tons of you guys emailed me and said, Rick, please keep talking. You know. So I wanted to say that I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for all the love and support. Huge shout out to our new channel members. Tons of you have your gifts. Free merchandise is on the way, so be on the lookout. And there's tons that we've sent out just out of love, man. You know, we talked to tons of veterans tonight as well, and got stuff sent to veterans. Even we had an amazing combat vet reach out to me. I want to send him a huge shout out real quick because I'm still waiting for him to respond with his shirt size. Huge shout out to my brother, man. You know, I think he was 76 years old. Combat. I'm a veteran. Let me go to it. I apologize, y'all. Tom Keltner, 76. Yes, indeed. He will be a 3-time Donald J. Trump voter. Vietnam combat vet. Marine. Yes, indeed. I love you, my brother. All the way in Freeland, Washington. Woo! Yes, indeed. I'm waiting for you to respond back, brother. And I'm waiting for a lot of y'all to respond back for your shirt sizes and all kind of other things like that. We're going to be a blessing to as many people as we can, man. And again, I encourage you all to be a blessing to as many people as you can yourself. If you have the chance or opportunity, if you're in the position to uplift somebody, please do so, man. Millions are dying and struggling right now in these times that we're living in, man. Struggling, you know. But let's go and jump in. Let me stop all this yapping and japping.
Channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. So here we go again, another political miscalculation from the Kamala campaign. Once again, the Democrats pick a fight that they're in no position to win. Really, if you think about it, this seems to be a trend these days. With them trying to pick fights on the issue of inflation and the southern border, these are not your positions of strength, leftoids, and the people know your track record, and now we're seeing the exact same thing on the issue of Joe Biden's disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal. After everything this administration has done, they want to lecture Trump on the issue of showing respect to military service members, and especially those 13 U.S. service members who lost their lives thanks to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's inaction and incompetence during that period back in 2021. Kamala Harris condemns Donald Trump for showing up at Arlington National Cemetery, and boy did it frickin' backfire, as nearly every single parent of those fallen service members comes out publicly with a vlog-style video essentially telling Kamala to kick frickin' rocks. This is one of the most legendary events in the news cycle I've ever covered, particularly within the framework of electoral politics. This has to be one of the biggest backfires ever. Let's have a conversation about it. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so the backstory is actually quite simple. Donald Trump was invited to a memorial on the day commemorating these incredible patriots who sacrificed everything. He was actually invited by the parents. He then placed the wreath. And for the most part, I thought not much of it. I viewed it as a positive thing, frankly as a beautiful moment, a former president showing up, and apparently the context that surrounded the event was that Donald Trump had showed up because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris refused to do so. I didn't think it was disrespectful. I thought, in fact, it was respectful. A former president connecting with the people, and frankly supporting the people who deserve it the most. It was a good thing. It was a beautiful thing. But then, of course, the left does what the left does, and they turn it political. One of Kamala Harris's staffers tweeted this. Yes, I refuse to believe that Kamala Harris writes her own tweets, just like I refuse to believe that she was able to pass the bar exam. As a vice president, I have had the privilege of visiting Arlington National Cemetery several times. It's a solemn place, a place where we come together to honor American heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service of this nation. It is not a place for politics. And yet, as we reported this week, Donald Trump's team chose to film a video there, resulting in an altercation with cemetery staff. Let me be clear, the former president disrespected sacred ground, all for the sake of a political stunt. Ho, 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 ho. How dare Donald Trump show...
You see, man? Again, man. It's a disgrace, y'all. I just tell you, it's a disgrace, man. Like, that's like the only way you can describe it. It's a disgrace. A disgrace, man. A slap in the face. And again, They've been slapping in the face, you know, these last three and a half years. You know, put the American people last as well. You know, people want their tax dollars back too. You know, border wide open. Come on in. We got free food for you, free healthcare, free everything, huh? Free housing, 0% down, 0% or 0% interest rate to everything, yeah. Yep. All kind of stuff. It's crap. There shouldn't be any wars. Shouldn't be funded any wars. Should be peace. But Trump is a political stunt. Disrespected sacred ground.
Show up at Arlington National Cemetery. Are these people freaking serious? He's the former president of the United States. Pretty sure if he gets invited to Arlington National Cemetery, he can show up out of respect and it's not a political stunt. There's also no evidence that campaign videos were filmed there. I haven't seen a single one drop from the team. There's newscast video and individual cell phone recorded video showing Trump walking down the steps and paying his respects, but the idea that he turned the thing into a campaign event is totally ludicrous. It is a flat-out lie. Harris's claim that Donald Trump politicized his visit is a totally misplaced claim and hypocritical for several reasons. Presidential visits to Arlington National Cemetery are traditional and nonpartisan. What's the whole purpose of them? Well, the whole purpose is to honor fallen soldiers regardless of political affiliation. You know, these visits should be viewed as solemn duties. These are moments when we should be unifying. Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong, and the claim that he politicized this event is totally backwards. I'll tell you my perspective. I think Kamala Harris, by criticizing Trump's visit,
I love that he said that these are the moments that the time that we should be unifying. We should be unifying, man.
attempting to wag her finger to create outrage where we should be seeing unity, I think that is politicizing the event. That's the only political act that I see here. In my view, her critique could be interpreted as an attempt to use a solemn moment to score cheap political points. I mean, just think about it. Her comments seem more focused on attacking Trump than actually honoring the sacrifice of these 13 US service members who died under her watch. Maybe for a second she should have thought about those 13 US service members. Maybe she should have thought about the family members and their will before launching this pathetic critique. And of course, that's the perfect segue. I'm using it as a segue because once again, another political miscalculation, because had Kamala Harris been thinking about the will and intent of those family members, she would have never released this tweet. The parents of those fallen service members are the ones who invited Trump. Maybe you should have thought about that before criticizing him, because now, well, this happened. As you see on screen, we got 8 videos. 8 individually recorded videos from the parents of those fallen soldiers, all essentially telling Kamala Harris to kick frickin' rocks. Holy frickin' moly, this is a moment of political history right here. And honestly, I'm going to take a step back from this conversation. I think I've said enough. What I'm going to do now is donate my platform to these 8 incredible voices so the parents themselves can set the record straight. Nice job, Kamala. You incurred the wrath of Gold Star family members. A real good look.
What happened at Arlington was President Trump was invited by those families who have their soldiers buried at Arlington. They were invited there as a friend, as somebody who has taken the time numerous times on numerous occasions to hear our stories, to speak our kids' names, and to help us get some accountability from your administration.
My name is Coral Dulero. I am Corporal Humberto Sanchez's mother. This is my statement of what happened on August 26, 2024. My son is not buried in Arlington, but I really feel like when President Trump went and paid tribute and paid his respect in Arlington for our kids, it was not just the ones buried in there. It was for all of our kids, and it was an invitation that the families actually extend to him, and it's not the first time that he actually like meet with us and share time and with our families. After 3 years until now, like Kamala Harris and President Biden didn't even say their 13 names. They called the withdrawal in Afghanistan a success, and for us it was just sadness and a disgrace.
Vice President Harris, my name is Jim McCollum. I am the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, killed in Afghanistan, August 26, 2021. Your recent remarks related to Trump's visit to Arlington are filled with nothing but lies and deceit. You have failed for 3 years and 8 months to acknowledge our kids, to acknowledge me. You don't know me. You've never spoken to me. You've never reached out to me. You have failed in your duties as vice president. You know nothing about honor, courage, commitment, respect, but President Trump does. President Trump has been there for us. He's been a rock for us. He showed compassion for us, and he showed he truly cares for the families that truly do know what the ultimate sacrifice really is. You have the day you deserve.
This is Mark Schmitz, Gold Star father of Marine Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. We invited him to be there. Groundwork was put into place by Congressman Ice's office to make sure we followed protocol. Why did we want Trump there? It wasn't to help his political campaign. We wanted a leader. That explains why you and Joe didn't get a call. The irony behind your post that you give a rat's ass about our military or our veterans, Jared's brothers and sisters in arms, the rest of the 12, their brothers and sisters in arms, is an outright lie. We're living proof of that.
If y'all remember our first video we did on this, a couple day before yesterday. Again, we cried tears watching this one right here, you guys, and the other two. You know, so I've already seen this. I've already played these clips for you guys, and again, I just want y'all to hear this again. So that's why I'm here with it too as well, you guys, because it's just, you just can't make this stuff up, man. You know, and again, people are clapping for this Harris Walls ticket. You know, and I'm just sick of them just wiping Trump through the mud. I'm sick of it, man. I really am. And I can't wait for this debate September 10th. I'm not lying to you guys, man. I cannot wait for this debate. And again, just to be an easy knockout for Trump, mop the floor. And I don't see how she gets past 200 in the Electoral College. I just don't see how she gets past 200. Sorry.
You're despicable. You have zero business running this country.
Vice President Harris, my name is Steve Nakui. I'm the father of Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nakui. You were not at Dover for the dignified transfer. At no time have you reached out to me to offer your condolences, to offer thank you for Kareem's sacrifice and service. Not once have you honored him by saying his name, so I said it for you. You have disparaged all 13 who have lost their lives as well as their families, exhibiting your lack of gratitude by your silence. I agree with you on one thing, that a person like you should never and will never stand behind the seal of presidency. You are a DEI vice president, and contrary to our kids, the worst that America has to offer.
Vice President Harris, my name is Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G., was killed in the Afghanistan exit at Abbey Gate on August 26, 2021. President Trump and his team were respectful They listened to our stories and didn't talk much at all. We welcomed them that day and they were comfort to our family. Vice President Harris, why will you not express your condolences yourself? Why have we never heard from you? And finally, why would you take a day where we celebrated the death of our loved one and use it to disparage not only them, but us? President Trump has called. President Trump shows up. And President Trump takes the time to hear our loved ones' stories. Why won't you do the same?
My name is Darren Hoover, and I'm the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Kamala, I want you to understand, and I know it will be difficult for you because you lack empathy and basic understanding. We invited President Trump. We are the ones that asked for the video and the pictures to be taken. Let me be clear. There was no politics discussed, none whatsoever. There was also not an assault that we observed take place, or did we hear it? I don't know where this is coming from, but it's disgusting and gross.
Good afternoon. My name is Herman Lopez. I'm a Gold Star father. My son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, was a U.S. Marine killed in action on August 26, 2021. This message is intended for Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm not a person who usually takes to social media, but earlier today, your post regarding the incident at Arlington National Cemetery was brought to my attention. After reading it, it caused a reaction with me. You indicated in your post that you support the military and military families. I, for one, have not seen that support. It's been 3 years since my son was killed in action, and myself, my family, and other Gold Star families have not seen any support from you or your administration. You may make hollow promises about the economy or anything else you'd like to make promises about. But one thing that I ask of you, and the reason I'm making this message, is for you to stop making comments about your support for the military. As a Gold Star father, I know that you have not supported us. I know that you have not supported other Gold Star families.
And there it is. I think the record's straight at this point. And just to finish off this video, friends, I'd like a little moment of silence to think, to reflect, and most importantly, to show our respects and memorialize the lives of these 13 U.S. service members who made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you.
Gold Star.
Yes, indeed, you guys. Yes, indeed. We send our love, prayers, condolences out to the families, man. Too big to rig, man. Too big to rig. We encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. And a lot of people are saying it's not looking good. Again, she's gonna have to, I don't know, you know, it's sinking. It's sunk. You know, her campaign, it's about over. You know. But let me know what y'all think of that. I love you guys. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. Bless you all and your families. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love, y'all.